Hello, welcome to my channel, Another Bibliophile Reads. My name is Greg. MJ at Reading This Life has sort of thrown down the gauntlet with a challenge. It's sort of a tag video, but it's also sort of a challenge. She made a video with her top 10 physical books that she is going to read for the Read What You Own challenge. And myself, Crystal at Fiber Artsy, and Ollie at Criminali have all been challenged to show our top 10 videos of our physical books. And how can I resist? I was going to film a wrap-up for October today, but this one sounds like a lot more fun to do. So what are my top 10 physical books? Before I get there, I have to show two honorable mentions. And they are honorable mentions because they are already slated to be read for the Reading December event. And I have mentioned them, but I will just go ahead and point them out again. That is The Day of the Triffids by John Wyndham. This is from 1951. It is 272 pages long. This is a post-apocalyptic book where most of the world's population goes blind after watching a meteor shower. And in this post-apocalyptic world, there are man-eating walking plants. It is one of my all-time favorite science fiction novels. Also, for Remember December, I am going to be reading Mother Night by Curt Vonnegut. This is 1962 when it was published, and it's 174 pages. This is about an American in Germany during the rise of Hitler who gets recruited to be an agent for the United States by posing as a propagandist for the Germans. A great book. This is also going to be read as a buddy read over at Voxer. If you want to buddy read this with myself, Alan at Big Hard Books and Classics, and other people, drop me a line at Voxer at GEEMONT235, and we will add you to the group. So now on to my 10 most wanted to read. And I've divided these up sort of by genre category. And the first one is sort of an outlier. It is Longhorn and the Wendigo. And the author of this, who is he? Tabor Evans. This is a naughty Western. This is the story of a gunslinger cowboy who gets laid a lot. It is very trashy. It was originally published in 1978. It is 256 pages long. And I expect Longhorn to get laid a lot in this book. How many women is he going to get to bed? I'm guessing at least 3. It should be at least 3 to be satisfactory. One of them, I'm kind of guessing, is going to be Native American because the Wendigo is sort of a Native American mythological monster. So who knows? But I'm looking forward to this. Okay, now on to some sort of crime and suspense novels. I'm going to be reading The Unorthodox Corpse by Carter Brown. Thank you, Bad as Rad 2, for sending me this book. And this is The Corpse Made His Debut. In the finishing school gym outside, a horse with a knife protruding from his back. Then he departed only to reappear later, stretched out flat in a padded leather box. It was published in 1957. It is 126 pages long. And there's a lovely, lovely red-headed lady on the cover. Rogue Male by Geoffrey Household, published in 1939. It is 192 pages long. You will notice on the cover there is a Bavarian corporal in the crosshairs of a rifle. In a class with Amber, Le Carré, and Dighton, his mission was revenge, and revenge means assassination. In return, he'll be cruelly tormented, tricked by secret agents, followed by the police, relentlessly pursued by a ruthless killer. They'll hunt him like a wild beast to survive, and he'll have to think and live like a rogue male. Now, I've already mentioned Bavarian Corporal on the cover, published in 1939. The Bavarian Corporal was still alive in 1939. I'm really looking forward to this. A Hell of a Woman by Jim Thompson. This was published in 1984 by the estate of Jim Thompson. It is 195, no, it is 100, how much long is it? It's 185 pages long. And it is described as A Hell of a Woman is Jim Thompson's homegrown version to Crime and Punishment. It is a novel utterly devoid of sentiment, where a murderer goes about his business without a prayer of redemption. Okay, let's move on to some science fiction books. Donovan's Brain by Curt Siodmak, published in 1942. It is 160 pages long. There's not a whole lot of description on the back. It goes, dead, doomed by disease, then mangled in a plane crash. There was no doubt that Donovan was dead. Yet, floating in a tank of nutrient linked to complex apparatus, Donovan's brain still lived. Alive. Someone walked with Donovan's gait, wrote in his signature, knew his foulest secrets, and carried out his last wildest plan. Now, this author also wrote the screenplay to the movie The Wolfman. It was highly recommended by Ann Novella a couple of months ago, so I'm looking forward to Donovan's Brain. The Dreaming Jewels by Theodore Sturgeon. I'm not positive this is science fiction. It has SF on the side to designate its genre, and Theodore Sturgeon is a very well-known science fiction author. It was published in 1950 and is 188 pages long. The Freak. They caught Hortley doing something disgusting under the bleachers. He had to leave home after that, especially after his guardian accidentally maimed the boy's hand. By luck, he found the perfect place to hide, a traveling freak show. With Xena the dwarf, Solomon the alligator-skinned man, and others, he gained sanctuary for himself, and for the glittering-eyed jack-in-the-box that he was his only possessions. What could he not know was that his cherished toy was the clue to his incredible destiny, and that his refuge was dominated by the man who would stop at nothing to find out what made Hortley different. This is going to be a reread for me. This is Fahrenheit 451. It was published in 1951. It is 244 pages long in this edition. I believe this has lots of this has a foreword and an afterword. So the actual book is probably just a little bit shorter. People should know about this book. This is the famous dystopia where they burn books. And the fireman, whose job it is to set books alight, starts gathering a liking for books. So I'm real excited to pick this up and read it again. The final category of books are roughly sort of literature or general fiction. This is Ru Murakami, Almost Transparent Blue, translated from the Japanese. This has been called the Japanese version of Albert Camus' The Stranger. I don't know a whole lot more about it, other than it was published in translation in 1977, and it is 127 pages long. The Bloody Chamber by Angela Carter. This is a number of short stories, sort of based on fairy tales that are sort of upgraded to grimmer, bloodier fairy tales. And it was published in 1979 and is 162 pages long. One of these stories was made into a famous movie called The Company of Wolves. So this touches a little bit into the Gothic, into the horror, but you'll find this mostly categorized as literature. The last book on this top 10 is William Gaddis's Carpenter's Gothic. It was originally published in 1985 and 262 pages long. I really loved his previous two novels that I read, which are The Recognitions and J.R. Both of those are 800-page plus mammoth books, and he is a very strong modernist writer. Carpenter's Gothic is a story of a raging comedy and ultimate despair, centers on the tempestuous marriage between a red-haired heiress and a beleaguered Vietnam veteran out for the main chance. From their Carpenter Gothic rented house on the Hudson River, Paul sets himself up as a media consultant for the Reverend Udi, an evangelical preacher mounting a grand crusade against the forces of evil. This crusade nicely suits the vast mining combine which Paul has been associated. The combine is bidding to take over the site of a major ore strike in Africa, where Udi happens to have a radio station and a mission. I am going to be reading this along with the audiobook. You can get the audiobooks of William Gaddis at Audible. The narrator, Nick Sullivan, is one of the best audiobook narrators that I've listened to. He doesn't have a whole lot in his catalog of books that he's done, but he's really good. And that is my top 10 physical books that I want to read for the Read What You Own challenge. This is not really a tag, but if you are participating in the Read What You Own challenge and you have 10 physical books that you are eager to read, make a video and show us your stuff. Thank you for watching and keep on reading.